Hi, my name is Dylan Ward and welcome to my tutorial on installing Windows Server 2008 on VirtualBox, as well as creating and mounting an image file. Now here I'll be using Daemon Tools, and what you want to do is click Edit Image. Now you select the files you want to make into an image file, and I'll be using these, which is the files from Windows XP operating system. Now you add it to where it says New, and after it's added you want to click Save Image. Now you can name the image whatever you like, so I'll just name it WinXP and change the file type to standard ISO image. Click Save. Now click OK and it will build the image for us. Now I already have the image, so I'll just cancel this. Now mounting the image files, you go to Virtual Device Manager. Where it says adapters, you can select how many virtual drives you want, such as 2, 3, 4, 5, but we just use one for this tutorial, so accept that, click apply. Now after it updates, what you want to do is add an image or find the image you want to mount. I'll be using Windows Server 2008. Click open and it will mount the image. After the image is mounted, you'll be able to see it in your computer. As you can see here, we have the physical drive F and the virtual drive created, drive H, with the Windows Server 2008 mounted. Now to get VirtualBox, you can Google VirtualBox and you'll see it. First link, VirtualBox by Sun Microsystems. You go to downloads. From this page you'll see different versions depending on which operating system you'll be using, and since I'm using Windows, I'll select this one here and you can save and install it. Now I already have it saved and installed, so I'd skip this step. Now as you launch VirtualBox, you'll see three options. What you want to do is click New. This will welcome you to the installation. You click Next and we'll be installing Windows 2008. Now you can select whichever operating system you'll be installing, and since ours is Windows based, we'll select that. As you can see, the version was already selected based on the name, but depending on which one you're installing, you could select. So we'll just go to Windows 2008 and click Next. We could select how much RAM we want to allocate for this virtual machine to use, so we'll just stick with the default and use 512 megabytes. Same here for the virtual hard disk. What it's doing is creating basically a virtual partition on your physical hard disk. Now I'll just leave it at the default, so I'll select VirtualBox disk image. I'll dynamically allocate it, meaning that it will only use as much space as it needs. If we could set it at fixed and use a set amount, but in the event that it needs more, you wouldn't be able to allocate any more to it, so we leave it at dynamic. Now we'll just leave it at the default 25 gigs. Click Next and I'll create. Now before we do anything here, before we start it, we want to go to Settings and go to the Storage tab. Under IDE controller you'll see Empty. Now here's where we want to place the image file. Now we click on this icon here. Now I can do one of two things: use the mounted image file to drive H, which is our virtual drive, or I can directly select the virtual disk file. With VirtualBox you don't need to mount the image to use it, you can directly select the file for use. So that's what I'll be doing. Open, click OK, and now we'll click Start and power it up. Okay, after this starts, you'll be going through the installation as you would with any other OS. So we'll just have to load the files, do the installation, and I'll pause the video as this may take a while. Okay, now what you want to do is select your language, whichever time and currency format you'll be using. You click next, click install now. Now you're going to have several options to select from, and what we'll be using is the full installation of Enterprise. So you'll just select that and click next. Accept the license terms. Next. Okay, since this is a fresh install and we have no previous installation, we won't be able to upgrade, so select custom. This is the allocated space, the virtual hard disk we created, so we'll select that, click next, and as you can see it's installing. So once again I'll pause the video as we wait on this. Okay, now as we can see, after the operating system restarts a few times, you'll be asked to change a password. So click OK, and you must have password, so just enter one and click next. Now it will accept the password, and after applying and preparing your desktop, you would have successfully installed Windows Server 2008 on VirtualBox. And here's our desktop, and this is the end of this tutorial.